The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent, as if they're about to say something but never do. The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So I am very excited. We are going to play a game that's been out for a while, but it has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. And it's called What Remains of Edith Finch. And I have played this before on my PlayStation. I loved it. So I wanted to share some of my games that I really loved with her and see what she thought about them. So we're going to have a couple of these. So I'm hoping that she likes it. It's weird. It's creepy. The description for the game is, What Remains of Edith Finch is a collection of strange tales about a family in the Washington state. As Edith, you explore the colossal Finch house, searching for stories as she explores her family's history and tries to figure out why she's the last one in her family left alive. Ooh, I mean, that's that's some suspense. I love it. All right, let's go. Okay, right into it.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house. I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Orca's Island Gazette.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Seems legit.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know, or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back. No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Man. Oh. Hello. Oh.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Whoa. Why does, for some reason, I think of your best friend's house? I don't know why.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Is that a boat?
Yeah, what is that in the water?
Like
I
a
asked
lizard
Edie
head?
once about the dragon in the pond.
Oh, dragon.
She said it had killed her husband. I was 6. It seemed like an odd joke to me, even then.
Missing Milton Finch.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
I was afraid of my childhood house. 2.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Gotta find a different way in. Oh.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
I wonder why.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Damn.
Like how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Cat heaven, right?
Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house. So we had Chinese a lot.
I mean, that's a heck of a walk. That's a cool walk, but it's a heck of a walk.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
That's a weird way to put it. The heck?
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Last night.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Cool. That door is like... What the heck? It's like sealed shut. You know, sometimes you hear, oh, it's sealed shut because of the lock. No, that is sealed shut.
Yeah.
See? I'm telling you. Totally Melinda's room.
She would love that.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's old school. What is that?
Barbara. It's probably a music box.
Huh.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Is there anything over here?
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house after it sank.
Huh. Wow. What's that in the backyard? Okay, that's cool.
Like a ship.
Like, what? Is that the original house? They said it sunk, right?
Yeah, but they're using the bricks from it.
There's a lot of things I don't remember about this game, so that's why I was excited to come back to it.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Looks like the noodles are in the shape of a face.
Huh. Kind of does. Is there something I wanted us to look at? Alright. Okay. So we must have to go upstairs then.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
That's kind of funny. Okay, so wait a second.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
That's really cool.
I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Can
And
I have
yes,
that for my bedroom?
This does have a story. Every room you can access has a story.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Oh, that's so
Turns
cool.
out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
What?
Time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
That's so cool.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Those are little masks. That's cool.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
A jellyfish?
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here, before my mom sealed the doors.
She died when she was 10.
Yeah, she only made it till 10. Oh.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. My Halloween candy was all gone. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Bye-bye, gerbil food.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
But Mom, I'm hungry. What's this?
A door.
I swear to God, girl, if you drink toilet water.
I kept eating and eating.
Oh, girl, no. Oh. There's gotta be something else,
Then
right?
I heard chirping outside my window.
Wait, did it say I could eat? What was that?
I ate a lot of things that night.
Girl.
It's probably poisonberry.
Well, mistletoe is deadly if you eat it. I learned that from Batman Returns. Thank you, Michelle Pfeiffer.
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest.
Oh,
I
hi.
reached out for her.
What do you mean you reached out
And
for her?
suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Must be near Christmas time.
You said December 13th or something.
Where do I go from here? Ah, I almost got you. Okay, wait.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Wait a minute. Okay. I'm not gonna be that mean.
I jumped and I almost got her.
Now that's true to life. That sounds like a pissed off cat.
I could tell she was getting really tired.
Okay. Ah. What?
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
I mean...
Rabbits.
Right there.
I got one!
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Bigger?
And then I saw a human and ate it.
A mama rabbit.
There you are! Ah! Come here, you! Ah! Got you!
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
She's got quite the imagination.
And suddenly, I was a rolling shark that just hit crap. Get down there! We gotta get to the water!
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Oh, I bet. I mean, we're a shark, right?
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Oh.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
This is a 10-year-old girl?
She's a little,
From the 40s?
I don't know, a little evil. Oh, at least kill the thing.
Grabbed on tight. And I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
What am I?
A kraken, maybe?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
That's kind of cool. It's like pushing the letters out of the way.
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Can I grab this thing? No? Alright.
Your snake's pretty large.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Ah! It tastes so yummy, Ted.
That must be Fred. Up there. Ted and Fred.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
It's very moist sounding.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Okay. What the heck?
I got closer and closer.
Oh no! Wait, isn't that her?
Yeah.
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
What?
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
So that's up in the corner right there. That's us. Ugh. Okay.
Edith?
Yeah, we're Edith. Well,
Wait, no, we're
So
not.
wait a minute. At the beginning, we were somebody on a boat opening a book talking about Edith, right? So who are we?
Oh, there's an Edie at the bottom, though. Maybe she's talking about Edie and you're Edith.
I think Edie's the old lady. Okay.
Oh, there's a kitten. I'll let that kitten. Meow, meow. Maybe that's Molly.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Telling you. They got turned into animals or something.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Oh, I see. Okay, from when they were talking before. So he was building a dragon slide for the house. Oh, that's so sad.
Her room was like a museum.
Odin.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
He set sail with his house?
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
So that's what we saw in the water then.
It's the house, you dumb.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
So the difference with this game and one that we played recently where you had to use the thumbsticks to shut and open stuff is it's very natural in this game. It isn't because I've played it before. It's just there's some natural ways to do things and then there's some very unnatural ways
Even
to do
in her
things.
90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
It's very pink.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
No kidding. Oh my. Oh
Look
my.
at George Takei. You can open the bathroom cabinet down there.
What's this? There's a secret in this bathroom.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool. Oh.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Took a picture of himself in the mirror.
So it'll last longer.
Like, yes. Calvin Finch. What is that?
A swing.
Yes. Yep. Milton. What the heck? Whoa.
That's a really cool bedroom.
Look at that. So they could go...
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
God, could you
11.
Could you imagine that? This house just becomes...
A tomb.
Yeah.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
Must be doing something wrong.
Probably need to get off the swing.
At
Oh, I
Barbara's
see.
funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Oh no.
It's a bad place for a swing.
Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
It's sad.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Don't blame him.
Is there anything else to this room?
Where you were just at, there was a...
No, I know. Just wanted to see if there was anything, like, more to look at. More to... It's narrated really well. Okay. What do we got here?
Hungry caterpillar?
Let me see. What? That is so freaking cool.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
What the heck?
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
$16.
Dreadful Stories. Guest starring
Of all the stories
Barbara
people wrote
Finch.
about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
That's pretty cool.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Oh no!
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman Killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh dear!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick.
Oh dear.
I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
You're dead, Walter.
No, not the rollerblade.
Walter, are you there?
Walter?
Vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
Yes, suck on that.
He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
It's probably your boyfriend.
Oh, right here. Yep, perfect.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
Why wouldn't you close the door?
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Gonna get down there, he's not gonna be there.
That would be very Halloween, right?
She walks very slow.
Take that!
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
What?
Oh dear.
Oh dear. No scream yet, huh?
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story.
I mean, he had to listen to that.
Tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear. that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Okay, Crypt Keeper.
Oh yeah, totally the Crypt Keeper.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
I feel like that cake might be a little moldy.
Maybe it's a cookie cake. Either way. Sealed. Okay.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box. Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Let's see. I was gonna say that was Sven and Edie. That must be the bathroom, and that was the boys. Okay.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Yeah, that'd be kind of tough. You know, living in a house and it's like, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. Ooh. So is the story... So if we believe the story, this is a table saw he cut
Mom said
himself
the
on.
basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Oh, he's making a little model of the slide he was building. I mean, that would have been pretty cool. Want to come over to my house? I have a dragon slide.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Whoa.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Poor Walter.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
30 years.
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Peaches every day? No, thank you.
Yeah, peaches, 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 peaches.
Even a
peaches.
monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Okay, 1976.
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
Oh, let me have my afternoon peaches.
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Oh my god. He stayed in this little room for 30 years.
No thanks.
I know it's out there, somewhere.
What if it was Molly? She turned into that monster,
Whatever
right?
killed Barbara
Yeah.
and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
Oh no.
I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
That's what he heard every day for 30 years. The train. Oh wow.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
What was in here? That's what he had. Dang. That's so sad. He was down here 30 years. Didn't know what that sound
Maybe
was.
she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Just to get
But
run
if she
over by
never
a train.
told me about an uncle under the house,
So it's like Bruno.
I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
We don't talk about Bruno, no.
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real. I don't know if I should even be writing this.
Random chairs in the trees.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family.
Wait, who? Oh, the person. This is Edith. Who's ever holding the book? Who's ever reading the book? Who's on the ferry?
And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
This would be so sad to go through by
And
yourself.
Look at the house. Had that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness. Any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Well, I mean, Odin got crushed by the house, right? So they buried
It's
him
embarrassing
first.
for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Derpy.
Bailey, Oliver, Bob, Christopher, Shadow, Shotzi, Scatsy,
Shotzi.
3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Burpy, Derpy, Derpy Jr.,
Burpy, chirpy, furpy, lurpy, zerpy.
Coco.
Tucker, Zoe.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Wait. No?
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Gus, Sam.
Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Gregory. Milton. Sanjay, Kumar.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Oh. Careful. No? Okay. Oh, it's over there.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
It looks like a younger version of a Marvel, old dude.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm?
Perfect.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything? It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
Oh, you gotta find the right picture? Oh, I
I
see.
will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. The camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Or anything like behind you at all?
Oh, crap.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Oh my.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely... Hey!
That's a keeper.
Nothing quite like being outside. I'm just
What?
saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Don! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Oh.
I won't be able to do that.
Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so-
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Sad.
Oh no.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me. Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
We even open this door? No. Well, this isn't this is more just like a normal
After
part
Sam
of a
died,
house.
my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Is that a baby pen?
Looks like it.
Oh no.
We live to 1, looks like.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
It says Gregory on the side.
Love, Sam.
Also, why would you leave a baby by themselves in the tub? That's an accident waiting to happen.
So that's a second family member that turned into an animal,
Yeah.
like you were talking about. That's so sad.
I can't
Gus.
imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Okay.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Well.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
He's gonna get electrocuted.
Oh, I saw.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Ah, let's grab everything with it.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
Sad.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Think you lucked out with Edith. Oh.
Yes, so lucky.
Oh, I see. There was a... Okay. So wait, can we go up there? There we go.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Wait, but he died too.
Mm-hmm.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
Maybe that's where all those cheers came
When
from.
my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
Yeah. She came back here.
I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Lewis rules. Well, Doyle rules.
But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
That must be the next place to go after this. Go to your room. All the way up there. He was literally like living in a lighthouse. Holy. Wow.
He was an architect.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
That's so cool. That's cool.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Does it make a door?
But it doesn't say how he died.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Huh.
That's so sad.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
That's from a different game. You'd like throw paint splotches and it would reveal the environment. Maybe that was their previous game.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Well, we're getting to the top of the house.
We're getting to the tip.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Oh, yeah, they got sick of salmon, didn't they? Wait a second. Can you go this way? Nope. Girl, you're 22 months pregnant. What you doing?
22 weeks, not 22 months.
That's true. That'd be a long time.
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Psychedelic, man.
Oh, what do we got here?
Louis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
What kind of connection did he get all the way up here? I think he was dying from the leg. Huh?
Less than dial-up.
Oh, God.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to
wander?
Wander.
Oh, weird.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about.
I'm like controlling that with the left stick and doing his
Then
daily
something
life.
moved. Bats and toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
Whoa.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Winston.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Follow me, guys. Just a small town girl.
And songs for them to play.
Living in a lonely world.
He talked about starting a band. he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished.
Is that a good thing?
He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Yahoo!
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis.
I'm noticing a pattern.
He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on.
Wow.
In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen.
A handsome queen.
The queen was on her own quest for
sinister serpents.
Sinister serpents.
Rawr, rawr.
He followed the sound of her.
Which one?
The harp.
Electric sitar.
Electric sitar.
Not what I said.
Oh, wait.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Is that blood? Well, I mean, I suppose with all the chopping.
Yeah.
He began to forget the world we know.
Where's this
I
going?
think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Cheer, cheer, cheer. Tiny Diamond is my name. Oh. Wrong franchise.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him.
The wise Calico. Yes, sir. The salmon, please.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
What's that?
Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Jesus. Depression?
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Oh, look, yeah. Little figure of a sultan, maybe?
Kind of looks like it.
He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
Is that like dissociative personality disorder or something?
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Disaster relief.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
This is so cool.
But
Wait,
it had
this
to end one way or another.
this
All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
So the old lady lived up here?
It's a weird place for an old lady to live.
Or maybe this is when she was younger, she lived here?
No, that's her, not Edie. Edie's the old lady.
That whole last day, Edie
Yeah.
just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The grown-ups gotta argue. Oh.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. I started seeing things.
Hey, come back. You were from the beginning.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the band came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by.
The use of narrative is so unique.
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you.
Oh my gosh,
But now I
she's
hope
giving
you'll
birth.
never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
It was an achievement to see Johan's name in the credits. I suppose most people just skip them. Alvin. Get him, girl.
Look at that bowl cut.
That is old school right there. Trick or treat, smell my feet. Oh, there's the family on the left there. The replay a story option is now available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. Well, what did you think?
I liked it.
It reminded me of Gone Home, but even a wackier story. Yeah, but this was... It was interesting because all the little stories were so different from each other. Some of them, you knew where they were going, like the kid swinging towards the rocks.
Yeah.
And some of them, it was like, where's the brother's story about, oh, he put his head where he usually put the fish. It's interesting. Like, what did you feel at the end? Did you feel sad, or did you feel hopeful for the little boy, or...
Sad. You didn't get to meet his family.
Yeah. You only got to read about him. She must have died in childbirth then, giving birth to him. I wonder what the grandma was trying to tell her about how when she was born, it had been lowest tide in 1,000 years, and she got to go back to that house.
Yeah.
And obviously that wasn't when she died. So I wonder what she was trying to tell Edith then.
Good question.
Either way, I put this as a very... I really like this game. The house is such a cool element to go around. The voice acting is awesome. All the little stories are really awesome. The environment is just such a cool thing to experience.
I agree.
Yeah? What would you give it out of 5?
5.
Would you?
Yeah.
See? That's why I want to do these things with her, because I want her to experience these really cool things that I've seen before. And I really like this game. I hope you guys like it too. Even if you are still here and have watched it all with us, I recommend you just experience it yourself. And a lot of the things I didn't show you were all the little achievements that you can get. There's a lot of little achievements you can get going through the game, doing certain things. So, give it a shot. I hope you had fun. More to come. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more awesome content. We will see you in the next video.
Peace.